We are following breaking news at noon. 3 people have died, and I-70 is still closed in both directions on the west side of town. This after a semi overturned at Ward Road in Wheat Ridge. The crash not only involved that truck, 3 other vehicles were in that accident as well. It all happened just before 8:30 this morning. Thanks for joining us for 9 News at noon. I'm Tom Green. Now, that crash is also causing major backups in both directions. Take a look at a map showing a better idea of where this all happened along I-70. You can see the accident right there. Now you get a look at the ground as well. That's where Lauren Scafidi is live near the crash at Ward Road with the latest. Lauren?
Yeah, we are learning more from Wheat Ridge Police, but it is still early and we still have more questions. Here's what I-70 looks like right now. You can see that semi is still rolled over and those wheels are still up in the air. Here's a better look at what this looks like from Sky 9. Wheat Ridge Police says that this semi was heading east on I-70 just before 8:30 this morning, carrying those blue plastic pipes you now see scattered all over the highway. The semi rolled, sending the pipes over into the westbound lanes, where police say 3 cars crashed into them. One of those cars had 5 people in it. Police say 3 of them died. 2 were taken to the hospital in stable condition. The driver of the semi was also taken to the hospital. Police say he's also in stable condition. People in the other 2 cars that crashed were okay. A crash of this size calls for a highway closure.
The closures of I-70, we have hard closures at Highway 6 on I-70 going eastbound, and hard closure at Kipling going westbound. So if you can find alternative routes, that would be much appreciated.
There is no timeline to open up I-70 yet. Wheat Ridge Police, they say it's still early in the investigation. We also have some other questions. We still don't know the ages or IDs of any of the victims, if there were any more victims that maybe just left the scene quickly. We also don't know where the semi was coming from or where it was going and what those pipes are used for. We'll work to get those answers for you. Live in Wheat Ridge, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
Certainly a lot to decipher still as far as what happened, but certainly some solid advice for people to avoid that area for the next few hours at least. All right, Lauren, thanks. And I-70 not the only interstate in the metro area seeing the backups. This is a live picture, southbound I-25 near 58th Avenue, and it is not moving. All 5 lanes shut down. This following a hit-and-run crash. Now that happened about an hour ago. It's causing the backups you see right there. That would be another good place to avoid. Colorado State Patrol at this point only saying that 4 cars were involved and 3 of them stayed on the scene. At least 2 people had to go to the hospital. Also this morning, an RTD train hit a bicyclist, one who Aurora police say rode around railroad crossing arms that were down. This happened near the I-225 intersection with I-70. That was a little after 9 a.m. Police say that cyclist was seriously hurt. The father accused of killing a man in Commerce City last weekend in retaliation for his son's murder is now formally charged in that crime. Lumumba Sayers also appeared before a judge for the first time this morning. Commerce City police say it was on Saturday that witnesses saw him shoot 28-year-old Malcolm Watson in a parking lot outside of the Paradise Island pool. Court documents show Sayers' son was murdered a year ago by a friend of Watson. The affidavit says witnesses believe Sayers may have killed Watson in retaliation for that death. Watson's sister, though, says her brother wasn't involved in the death of Sayers' son. She says Malcolm was someone who wanted to be a great father and was a loving little brother. New this morning, 5 people, including 2 doctors, now stand charged in connection with the overdose death of actor Matthew Perry. Perry was found face down in a hot tub at his L.A. home on October 28th of last year. The medical examiner said the 54-year-old had died from acute effects of ketamine. So this 18-count indictment charges people who they say sold the drug, who provided the syringe, and Perry's assistant is charged with actually injecting Perry. Today, the U.S. attorney said that the people took advantage of Perry's addiction in order to enrich themselves. Today, things are cooler and drier, and you have to enjoy it because another heat wave is headed our way tomorrow. So joining us now, Weather Impact Team meteorologist Keely Chalmers with a look at that. Keely?
Yeah, temperatures climbing into the 80s today, but certainly the coolest day of the week as temperatures will climb into the 90s, mid 90s, potentially mid to upper 90s as we head into the weekend. We've got blue skies out there, lots of sunshine. Temperatures right now in the 70s and 80s across the plains. We're looking at 60s and 70s up there in the mountains. For the metro area, mostly sunny, 86 degrees, your forecast high. Clouds will be increasing as we head into the afternoon with about a 20% chance we'll see an isolated afternoon storm. We're not looking at anything too intense, just some gusty winds and some light rain showers. 80s and 90s forecast highs across the plains. Live radar, not too much going on. We do have some light showers, some tall clouds, a little bit of mid-level moisture up there across the northern mountains, and that will continue to increase our chances for storm activity again, mainly north of I-70 as we head through the afternoon. We'll continue to see those isolated showers. Another round of convection moving through tomorrow morning early, so we'll likely see some stronger showers out across the plains. Drier today, that tops our weather headlines, heating up starting tomorrow, and we are dry through Saturday. We'll break down the temperatures, just how warm it will get coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
Turning to politics, both Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance have now agreed to debate each other. CBS News had invited both of the vice presidential candidates to debate on October 1st. That's just as early voting is getting underway for the general election in some states. Walz had accepted the invitation before making his appearance yesterday in Denver. Vance agreed to the debate this morning. And Vance has also challenged Walz to another debate on September 18th. Still no word as to whether that invitation has been accepted. New at noon here in Colorado, Democratic Governor Jared Polis has officially called lawmakers back to work for a special session. That session will begin a week from Monday and will only allow for work on bills about property tax relief.
It's not that your property taxes are going to go up a lot if we don't come back. We can reduce them a little bit, that's good. But we can avoid risky and divisive fights that would defund our schools and provide a great existential risk to fire districts and counties.
Now, the risk that Polis is talking about are the two ballot issues that would greatly reduce property taxes, but also severely, perhaps, limiting funding for local governments and the state budget. If lawmakers pass more relief during the special session, the backers of those two ballot issues will withdraw them from the ballot. Our political reporter, Marshall Zellinger, will have more from his interview with the governor coming up at 4 o'clock on 9 News.